Coming up on UT Today, tuition increases and new class requirements have some students wondering if the extra money is worth it. Also, a look inside UT's student government election. We have a preview of the upcoming election and the 3 campaigns that are competing for your votes. And with St. Patrick's Day less than a week away, how are some students preparing to celebrate the occasion? Stay tuned to find out. Good afternoon and welcome to UT Today. I'm Jackie Del Pilar. Thanks for joining us. The price you have to pay for a college education has risen across the country in recent years, and things at the University of Tennessee are no different. UT students have been hit with tuition increases on a regular basis, and many are feeling the effects on the weight of their pocketbooks. Hannah Gordon has the scoop.
As a business student at the University of Tennessee, senior Taylor Roper is no stranger to crunching numbers. And that's why higher tuition year after year has left Roper frustrated about her dwindling bank account.
The increase is a little overzealous. I don't feel like I feel like I'm glad I have the opportunities I have here, but I don't feel like I should have to pay as much as I pay.
The tuition spike hit students for the first time in the 2009-2010 school year with a 9% increase. Again with 9% the following year, and yet again this past school year with another 8%.
I want to say my freshman year, I guess because it was fresh, I remember the numbers, I paid about $28,000 a year. And then now this year, we pay, I think a little over $40,000 is what my dad said.
The university has stated that the tuition increases are a necessity to keep UT a competitive university.
Obviously costs related to continuing to be able to offer the same quality education and better the quality of that education.
The Big Orange Big Ideas rebranding campaign, which aims to catapult the university into the top 25 public universities ranking, is also a factor in the tuition increases. Although scholarships are available to some students to help counterbalance rising tuition, current SGA President Adam Roddy is pushing for tuition stability for all students. Roddy is urging a 4-year locked tuition rate, a platform he pressed at last year's SGA debate.
Simply having for 4 years upon admittance to this university, you're going to know what your tuition is. You're not getting hit with a last-minute increase your senior year that you can't afford.
With this proposed locked tuition rate and a combination of grants and scholarships, it is possible to counteract the rising tuition. But students like Taylor are hoping to see tuition hit a plateau soon.
Yeah, sooner rather than later.
For UT Today, I'm Hannah Gordon.
Finding a solution to rising tuition is not only taking precedence in UT student government, but also at the state level. Education is the first priority for Governor Haslam this year, and UT could be seeing big changes. Haslam announced a proposed tuition increase cap at 6% for 4-year schools at his State of the State address in January. President DiPietro feels this will not have negative effects on the university and will help the university's 15 in 4 initiative.
How you're able to graduate in a more timely fashion. It's good for the student, it's good for the institution, and it's good for the state.
Money is always a concern for college students. UT administration implemented a plan that they think will help save students money in the long run.
I'm probably going to be graduating on the 6-year plan.
UT senior T. Boone switched his major as a junior and will be paying to attend UT for more than 4 years. T thinks the tuition increases are unfair to students, especially to those who don't receive help.
I think it's a little ridiculous. We already pay enough as students. A lot of us have to pay for school ourselves, so the increase is only going to hurt us.
Students pay this year another 8%. Adding just 1 year to a student's time at UT adds thousands of dollars to the cost of their degree. But what is the main question on students' minds?
I'd like to know what the money's going to.
Thank you.
Students starting in the fall of 2013 as part of the 15 in 4 plan will pay about $1,400 more a year.
Right now, students only pay for 12 hours, and so the incentive is sometimes not to take any more than 12. But if you don't take more than 12, if you don't take 15, you won't graduate in 4 years.
Vice Provost for Academic Affairs Sally McMillan says the money will be put to good use.
The tuition part of it actually brings in enough revenue so we can afford to offer them the 15 hours.
T. Boone, however, is skeptical.
Kind of impractical. 15 hours is a large workload, especially for incoming freshmen maybe who don't know what the life is like here at UT.
UT is hopeful this plan will guide students to a brighter, less expensive future. Reporting for UT Today, I'm Emily Chastain.
The 15 and 4 plan will start with students coming into the fall of 2013, but current students can still expect tuition increases, 3% from year to year. Current full-time UT students are only paying for 12 hours, but can take up to 19, so essentially students will now be paying for what they've been getting all along. It's that time of year again on UT's campus, student government elections. Tuition is only one of the many topics student government tackles each year. But what makes this year's election different from any other? I took a look inside this year's riveting campaign. SGA campaigns are in full swing at Tennessee, but this year voters have more options. The 2013 election features 3 political parties running instead of the traditional 2.
It's kind of been a self-imposed tradition in the sense that every year we just end up with 2 political parties. You have 6 candidates running for these 3 spots. So it's nice. I think it's going to drive a lot of new voter turnout that we haven't had in the past because we do have that extra group running. Amplify,
Engage, and Baker Atchley are all campaigning to represent the student body in this upcoming year. SGA hopes more parties will increase voter turnout and campus involvement.
And so it's nice because we're getting a little bit of diversity in terms of their campus experience, their professional experience, rather than just the cookie cutter straight from freshman council to Senate to these top 3 positions.
Despite the increase in political parties, many students are still uninformed about the election, as well as SGA in general.
I don't know when it happens. I don't know exactly how it works. So, yeah, I'm not very educated with SGA campaign.
I've heard of 2. Not sure if there's any more than that, but I've heard of 2. So.
I don't really know that much about it. I just they visited our sorority meetings.
Each party has specific policy points they hope to implement in the upcoming year. And although they may differ in goals, one thing remains: their volunteer pride.
They're all passionate about UT. That's why they kind of chose to break the mold from 2 campaigns and push to 3 and expand out. So I do think we have a group of students that are willing to kind of push the envelope. They're not afraid of change. I think they welcome it. And so I think we're going to see a very interesting election with different students coming from all these different backgrounds.
Elections will be April 1st through the 4th to determine the SGA leaders for next year. The parties will be out campaigning for the next few weeks up until the election. You can vote by going online or visiting one of the voting booths on campus. The Tennessee State Building Commission Executive Subcommittee will meet Friday, March 15th at 3 p.m. in Nashville. It will consider the University of Tennessee's proposal for the Institute of Agriculture's gas and oil project. The project will allow a company to lease about 8,000 acres of UT's Cumberland Forest property to perform fracturing for natural gas and oil. Fracturing, or fracking, involves drilling into the earth and shooting a mixture of water, sand, and chemicals, or nitrogen, into the hole to create cracks that allow natural gas to escape. Many people have concerns about fracking effects, such as water contamination, but director of the project, Dr. Kevin Hoyt, says UT is carrying out its mission with this project.
Our mission is to do research, do educational outreach, and provide technology transfer, and we feel that this project meets that mission, and therefore that's one of the main driving forces that why we want to do the project.
Hoyt says scientists will monitor the project's effects on water and air quality, the land's geological traits, terrestrial ecosystems, and best management practices and community education about the gas and oil process. A house fire in Gray, Kentucky killed 5 children and 2 adults on Saturday morning. Gray is a small town about 100 miles north of Knoxville in southeast Kentucky. Neighbors said they called 911 after seeing smoke and flames pouring from the home. Fire officials do not know the cause of the fire, but say there is no sign of foul play. Family members say the adults and 3 of the children lived in the house, but the other 2 child victims were friends sleeping over. The internet sensation known as Grumpy Cat made an appearance at the South by Southwest Music Festival in Austin, Texas. The cat's name is actually Tartar Sauce, and believe it or not, the cat is sponsored. The cat food company Friskies brought him to Texas for the festival. He was at the festival for 3 days over the weekend. As you can see, plenty of people are eager to get their pictures taken with Grumpy Cat. Pictures which will undoubtedly show up online shortly after they're taken. From the land of Oz to Justin Timberlake's historic night on Saturday Night Live, we've had a wrap-up of this weekend's entertainment in your Hollywood Minute.
Oz the Great and Powerful lived up to its name at the box office this weekend. Disney's new take on the story of Oz conjured up $80.3 million in ticket sales. That's the best debut of the year so far and the third largest March opening in history. In its second week in theaters, Jack the Giant Slayer picked up another $10.2 million. And still in the top three after more than a month in theaters, Identity Thief grossed $6.3 million. Justin Timberlake brought viewers back to Saturday Night Live. His appearance as host and musical guest gave the show its highest ratings in more than a year. It was his fifth time hosting, landing him in the exclusive Five Timers Club. It's a group that includes Alec Baldwin, Tom Hanks, Steve Martin, and Chevy Chase, who all made cameos in a star-studded opening monologue.
Oh my God, I just realized I'm standing next to the three amigos.
The episode drew more than 7 million viewers, according to preliminary estimates from Nielsen. Kidney stones sent Motley Crue lead singer Vince Neil into surgery. The band was forced to cut short a show in Australia Sunday night. On Twitter, guitarist Mick Mars said Neil went straight from the stage to the hospital. Neil's manager said he'd been having problems with kidney stones for the last few days. For Hollywood Minute, I'm Christina Muchler.
With St. Patrick's Day just around the corner, many UT students are already making plans for the big day. Rachel Downs has the story.
St. Patrick's Day, or St. Paddy's Day, is the Irish feast day on March 17th that celebrates Patrick, the patron saint of Ireland. However, this holiday is popular among most countries. Many celebrate by attending parades, by cooking traditional Irish foods, and even making arts and crafts projects. The name of the game is to wear green, and those who are caught without it will certainly get pinched.
You know, I think on St. Patrick's Day I'm going to wear a lot of green, probably go pub crawl in the old city a little bit. I was just going to watch every St. Patrick's themed movie that I know about.
Basically 3 words, Call of Duty.
Green all the way, green socks, green shoes, green underwear, green hat, everything.
Probably just stay inside all day. I don't really like to go out, I'm scared of pinching.
I don't like being pinched.
These students at the University of Tennessee, as well as many others, have some creative plans in the works for their St. Patrick's Day celebrations. For UT Today, I'm Rachel Downs.
Some special events going on in Knoxville this week in honor of St. Patrick's Day include Irish music in the Square Room at Cafe 4, a St. Paddy's Day comedy booze cruise, and a 5K on St. Patrick's Day put on by Barley's Tap Room. Join us next time as we begin a mini-series on each of UT's SGA campaigns. Wednesday, we will be going inside Amplify's campaign to learn more about their candidates and election goals. Also, we'll tell you more about some of the issues associated with fracking and how they could affect you. That's all for us on UT Today. I'm Jackie Del Pilar. Have a good evening.